Your home's in your hands, you build it. You build it's the place to go to build your home with people who know. Outstanding service, remodeling too. Your home's in your hands, you build it. Plumbers to roofers and cabinets too. We find the best people and value for you. Hammer all day or hire a crew. It's up to you. Your home's in your hands, you build it.
Hi, Bob Braudrick with UBuildIt, the nation's oldest and largest construction consulting company. We are here today to do an open house interview with one of our clients, the Todds, meeting some of the subcontractors, suppliers, lenders, and everything else. But before we begin, let me give you a little background of UBuildIt. We are a construction consulting company. We help people build or remodel their own custom home or even commercial project if that is your interest. You will save. My average client saves over 23% on a new home and over 50% on a remodel. The savings is significant, but as you're about to learn, it is not the main value. The main value is the quality, the experience, the control that comes with using UBuildIt. We have done over 14,000 projects in our 26 years in the industry. We have hundreds of years of cumulative experience. Please watch, learn, and then contact us today or visit UBuildIt.com for more information. We very much would love to visit with you about how you too can build more homes, higher quality, less money. What made you first consider talking to UBuildIt? What was the initial process of coming in the door?
Initial process was a cost savings. We felt there would be a cost savings rather than to pay a builder to build the home. Then the second thing after the first interview was that I came to realize that going through a builder, it's very difficult to get exactly what you want because of the communication level between the contractors and the owner. So between both of those, that's what made our decision.
Now, when we were walking around earlier, because you touched on something that I knew I'd want to bring up, I promote a lot about the savings, about the equity. And granted, I do that a lot because it's the quickest and easiest way to explain, at least consider talking to UBuildIt on building and remodeling your home. But you have made a comment to me, and I'm probably going to kill this question by turning too much quote, but about savings not so much in cash, but in what you wanted.
Well, let me go on record and say that the savings that we had on this house was substantial.
All right, guys, just want to take a minute because I know most of you have to have a loan, at least a construction loan, if not a permanent loan for managing the building of your home. Thus, knowing a lender is there, knowing there's a lender that understands UBuildIt process and that can help take care of you matters a lot. I don't want to take too long on this, but I'm honored to have our preferred vendor for lending, Great Plains National Bank, and Tim is here representing them to answer some questions. So to make life simply, Tim, explain briefly just from the very start. Somebody is interested, wants to know more, how do they contact you and how does that kind of work?
Well, for the most part, Bob, what will happen is they'll get my contact information through yourself or through one of your sales representatives. At that point, they contact me. We'll go ahead and get them approved for financing. A lot of people don't know this part, but you can get approved in as little as 15 or 20 minutes, just as far as a quick pre-approval goes. At that point, we'll schedule a time to meet, go over everything, get all their income information, financial information. It's that quick. We can have approval within 2 hours. We'll set over to construction after that. As soon as you've got plans and budget, we're ready to go. It's that quick. It's really easy.
All right. Now, from that end, because I think a lot of people hear all the scary stories. Oh, lending's so bad. Oh, HV. It is like the old days. They are good enough, tell enough, do enough mortgages, as well as construction loans, that they can. It is as easy as a phone call or filling out a form online and getting some information and getting your pre-approval. Now, the point is, you're going to have documentation provided, but that can take as long as you want or need it to take while we're going through the process. Now tell me, what is some of the advantages to be able to work with you? What is the minimum credit score someone needs to qualify for a mortgage?
We'd like to see at least a 620, Bob. If we've got a 620 credit score and some type of equity built up in land, we are getting great approvals these days, looking at it from that perspective.
And if somebody's a little below that and they find that out when they call you, you can't help to advise them with steps to go through to improve and get where they need to be. We can't do a loan, of course, but we at least advise them a little bit.
Absolutely, and we're partnered with a couple different companies. Quick and easy solutions. We like to go in 90-day increments. So if we've got somebody that's close, usually we're looking as fast as 90 days. We can get them to where credit-wise they will be approved and ready to go. If they're really struggling, it could take up to 6 months, 9 months, but we do have partners available that can advise them and tell them what it'll take to achieve home ownership.
And by really struggling, we mean way below.
We do.
So simply put, most of y'all are north of a 620. Basically, you're going to be able to build a home and to buy a home, and that's awesome. What is the debt to income ratios? I know that's one of the big issues nowadays.
We'd like to see, and it does vary depending on loan type, Bob, but we like to see 43% or less pretty much across the board. If the credit's outstanding, we can actually exceed that a little bit, but we generally don't run into that. We like to see 43% or less, and we're pretty solid with it.
Because the reality is, if you're higher than 43, you're struggling to pay your bills.
You are.
It's just not a wise place to be anyhow. And that's another thing I always find people with the lending. They all think, oh, it's if only I can. You usually qualify for a lot more than you're comfortable with, so don't worry about that too much. Now, briefly, I want to talk some of the. What do you find? Is a UBuildIt loan easier or harder to do?
I think it's actually easier just because of the instant equity that comes in. It just makes the process seem a lot smoother, and it doesn't tend to strap the borrowers down for so much cash.
Yep. Lastly, I want to discuss PMI and how we don't have to use that ugly word.
You're right, and that is an ugly word, especially right now. The great thing about UBuildIt that we keep running into over and over again is once it comes time for the permanent financing, the appraised value is so high on some of these homes, Bob, or on most of these homes, I should say, we're not even requiring PMI with almost all of your customers. It's phenomenal.
It is. As a rule, our goal is to have at least the 20% equity, which gets rid of the PMI, which means you can build more house for the exact same payment or just a dramatically lower payment. Either way, you're not throwing money away on garbage insurance for somebody other than yourself.
Absolutely, and what we're seeing right now on average for your clients, Bob, is 22% equity across the board on properties. It's amazing.
Well, and considering costs running ahead of appraisal, I'm not upset by that.
No,
That's not a bad road to hoe. I've always said we've always won 23, but being down about 1% in the last year, that's all right. It's not too out of line.
It's been really good.
So to make this shorter, loan get pre-approval is easy. You can come in and talk to us at UBuildIt first. You can go online and you can find Great Plains. Feel free to contact them up front. They are more than happy to talk to any of you. Any closing comments you want to make about how folks can get hold of you?
You are welcome to visit our website, which is gpnbank.net. We always are partnered up with you. So, Bob, I mean, my business cards are in your office and yours are in mine as well. We're all over the internet. Look us up. Feel free to give us a call anytime.
Thank you so much, Tim.
We'll also go on record to say that there's probably not a builder around that would allow us to communicate with his subcontractors the way we communicated with these subcontractors. So that was the big part of it.
And that's touching even on a third. Because number one, you did say, and just say, if you don't mind sharing, what was your equity at the end?
Well, I don't know. I can't give you an exact figure because we didn't have a real appraisal done. We didn't have a mortgage company involved. I will say this, we had an insurance appraisal done.
Okay.
And the insurance appraisal was $540,000. And we had about $430,000 into the house with a lot.
All right.
So it was about a 23% if you went on the insurance appraisal.
See, 23% savings and upgrades on features of things you wanted in your home that you couldn't have gotten otherwise, and being able to get it exactly the way you wanted because you were the builder and able to communicate as well. I feel great about it. That's exactly what we're supposed to do.
I would like to point out that I really think that too many people dwell on the numbers.
Yeah.
Too many people dwell on what they want and then the numbers and what they have to do to get it done, rather than dwelling on people.
When we're done with the plans, you will have your first major meeting with UBuildIt in the planning phase, which is called the Spec Meeting. Spec Meeting is a long, detailed, very fun, very informative meeting that lasts for quite a few hours. Simply put, where we're going to discuss how to build your home from a cost-benefit analysis of all the different options that exist. Every single step, every single possibility that can fit, even in the realm of being in your range. And we're going to look at it, what is good about it, what is bad about it, what is the relative cost and the value, purely cost-benefit analysis for you to make decisions. Part of that is you are going to look at the floor plan in a way you never have before. You're going to see new things you never have before. You're going to, for the first time ever, because it is the first time ever, look at the plan purely from a builder's eyes. And you're going to see it in a way that you haven't before when you were looking more from a fantasy way. You're going to make changes. You just are. So at that meeting, Ryan always provides us with just a couple sets of plans because I don't think I've ever had a client that didn't make at least a minor change in that. But we then can give him that set of plans and he'll have it finalized within a matter of a couple days so we can send it out for the hard bits.
Exactly. We like to see 48-hour turnaround on that. What we call the red line changes from the spec meeting. Give us 48 hours, we'll have it back to you.
And that is the one where we do finalize, you're done, final checks written, and we're good to go.
Absolutely.
Ryan, thank you so much. Guys, again, get your plans as you will, but this is one of the great resources we have to offer, and I sure appreciate the relationship we've had with you over the years.
It's been great, Bob.
You're welcome. Creative Home Design. Thank you, guys.
And by putting all that together, we became friends. And some of these guys right now that are here, they are my dear friends. And we dwelt on people and relationships. And when Leslie came in and said, "Oh my God, that's not the way we wanted it." And I said, "Oh my gosh, all right, well, let's see what we can do." Well, we found the easiest thing to do is just to go to the contractor and say, "Look, we screwed up. Not your fault. You did it the way you normally do it. But I'll go get the lumber. Go ahead, do this. I'll pay you a few extra bucks. Your boss doesn't have to know about it. Just fix it for me." And one of them's here today.
I'm here with one of my favorite subcontractors, Sergio. Sergio is our brick and stone mason. I won't say our only. We obviously have a number of them, but he is my personal favorite. I've never had a client that didn't love him and didn't love his work. The value that he has provided for us on what he charges relative to the quality of his labor is exceptional. I am blessed to have his wife, Ruth, here with us as well. It is rare that she's going to be out there doing the labor, but you know something, if you're lucky enough to have the person, a marriage is a combination. When you're blessed to have both, I enjoy having them here to answer questions. So Sergio, thank you so much for being here. Tell me, take a minute and explain what it's like to work with a UBuildIt client versus a traditional new home construction.
Well, I've worked with a lot of builders. You know, one of the biggest difference that I've noticed is, you know, with the client, you get to build their house with them and you know, give them more suggestions and be part of their project more than as a traditional builder. They're just like, get it done and, you know, this is what we can pay, you know. With the homeowner, you know, you get to interact with them. Half of the time they don't know what they're doing, but, you know, it's their first time they built the house, you know, and that's why they got you guys there for it too. But I've been able to learn a lot on how to work with people and how to, you know, fulfill their needs and, you know, interact with them. And it's just, for me, it's a lot easier because I have learned to work with people. Otherwise, it'd be hard. But it's easier than builders, and as far as the client's experience, I think they enjoy, getting feedback from us, and they consider a lot our experience.
I know people always enjoy working with you. What do you prefer? Do you prefer?
I mean, I've worked with a lot of UBuildIt clients over the years. Every now and then you get a person that knows everything they're doing and they're right on point. But most of the time you have to get in there and help them, and because it's their first house they built, most of them, But it's fun. I enjoy it now. At first it was hard, getting used to it. Having to be responsible for more stuff than normally with the builder. But at the end of the day, you feel like you're part of it, and you're helping them out to make important decisions, and it's just good all around.
All right. Now, let me ask you a question, since we're lucky enough to have you here. Hand her the mic so we get to hear. What do you like? What would you rather he do? Job for the local general contractor or UBuildIt client?
Well, I've actually had the privilege of being able to be on a job site here in Choctaw somewhere. And I was just talking about a house that he had done maybe about a year or two ago for UBuildIt, the Crosbys, I believe. And I loved the rock. Like he said, there's some people that have everything all together, and there's some people that I just don't know. They're like, Sergio, please help. Well, she had everything kind of together. By the time I was able to look at from the start and to the finish, I was just amazed at her personal detail in the house and how everything came together just beautifully. So I think it's more personal for the contractors like Sergio and them, for them to be involved with UBuildIt, because they're able to, like he said, be able to construct something and build something, be a part of it, not just here you go and get done with it. So
it matters, because you are a craftsman, you are an artist. You are more than just a laborer in a warehouse producing something on an assembly line or a factory. And I always say, my experience is my subs would rather do a UBuildIt job because they get treated as the true craftsmen and artists they are. They say, oh, I won't overstate it, but you've got the 10,000 hours in this job. You are an expert. You are a specialist. You have seen enough that it's rare you don't know what can go right and what can go wrong. And to have somebody that wants to have your input, that needs your input, that appreciates and respects it, that invites you to their house for their party, that's a cool little relationship.
it's nice to see the finish.
You don't get to very often. It is cool to get to see it with the furniture and all in. Anything else you want to add?
Well, I mean, just, I'm very proud to be part of this company and the stuff we do for people, and it's just fun. Every new job we start, it's just, I can't wait to see what we're going to get into, and, every job is different, just like every client is different, and they're expecting something different. So it's just exciting. It makes my job exciting.
It is. It's the beauty of doing custom homes. Guys, thank you so very much. Thank you for what you've done for our clients over the years, and we'll keep doing. God bless you. Appreciate it very much. That's Sergio. Ask for him by name, but get early on the list.
Honestly, Leslie and I, we didn't really have any struggles on the house. Not very much at all. She was excellent. What I thought was going to be a disaster for us is exactly what you said. It turned out to be. I couldn't have picked a better partner to build a house. I've said that 2 or 3 times. But I would like to make one comment here. I think the glue to all of this happening correctly, the way it should have been, was our superintendent, Brandon.
Yeah.
I really do. I just want to sing his praises. You can cut it out of the clip if you want to. But I
love Brandon, so
I
okay.
just want to say it. Brandon, it's not a job for Brandon. Brandon cared. He wanted it done right. He wanted it done for me.
What was the hardest part for you?
Nothing was really hard. Alan and I worked together, and I liked some of his ideas, and he liked some of my ideas, and it just worked out that we were just real easygoing about it. And then if we had any troubles with the way the plans were going, we would talk to Brandon rather than the I didn't talk to the contractors. I would say, Alan, I think this is supposed to be different. And then he would talk to Brandon, and so then we didn't have any problem with the contractors. And
So Brandon was, when necessary, when there was any headache, he did communicate for you with the contractor to make sure at times when you needed it.
I think what Brandon did most of the time is that he communicated with the contractors when something wasn't exactly the way it was supposed to be. He was the go-between that went in to make it right, okay? If there was an issue, a problem, okay? But at the same time, I think the biggest thing is that Brandon gave the confidence to the contractors that we were real people and that we just, all we want to do is the house the way we want it and listen to them.
In addition to that, because you mentioned you had a couple of subs, because keep in mind, guys, it's not a misnomer. It is UBuildIt. We have the list of subs. We have the suppliers. We get the wholesale pricing. We do work to save you money, but we don't force anything. And if you want to do some work yourself, if you have a family, friend, whatever, our only job is to help you integrate and to help provide the same quality of oversight, professional advice, experience to that as we would any other sub. But conversely, the thing I touched upon was if you don't have to do anything yourself. You don't have to pick up a piece of trash if you don't want to. But I find a lot of our clients have something that they want to do themselves. There's a little bit of independence that goes with somebody that's just attracted to the name UBuildIt. My lead into that is, I know for a fact there's a couple of things that fit your love and your background hobby that you did on this house that are very cool. Would you mind filling me in on a few of those?
Well, since we're on TV here, I think I need to be 100% honest and to say that I have a friend of mine here that him and I together did this. It wasn't me that did it by myself. I did some things by myself. He did some things by himself. But that gentleman's name is Jim Riley, and he is a wonderful and dear friend. But between us, we made 30 solid oak doors, 8 foot tall. We built 14 beams that are 22 foot long out of oak. We built every piece of trim out of just regular wood. We molded it into, turned it, in some cases, into the molding. And did that save us any money? The doors saved us 80%. A door like we built, each one of these doors weigh about 200 pounds. Have to have 4 ball bearing hinges on it. I don't recommend other people to do that for their house, but you know what? I wanted it and I got it, okay? And we were able to build those doors ourselves for $400 or $500 a piece instead of $2,000 a piece to order. So that's pretty exciting to me. Countertops that we made out of Brazilian cherry, the trim above the kitchen that we made out of a different kind of cherry, and I have about 13 different kind of woods in here that I'm real proud of.
All right, guys, again, I think it's a rare treat to get to talk to some of the subcontractors that worked on a home, and I'm blessed to be here with a couple of guys from One Electric. They're one of the electrician companies we refer our clients to, and they have done us an excellent service. Our clients have been extremely happy with them. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't have been invited to the open house party by the homeowner. But I want you to take a minute and explain just briefly about yourselves, how y'all work, how you work with UBuildIt, what it's like to work with the UBuildIt client.
Well, when a customer contacts us that are going to build a house with UBuildIt, we bring them by the office and we do an extensive red line plan to go over the details of what they're expecting out of their new home, and then at that point we can give them an idea of what things they may not be thinking about, things that they may want, things they may not know that go into the electric of their house. And then after that, we turn them over to David, who goes and does the walkthrough with the house, going over every detail of the house so they can make sure that they get everything that they're looking for.
Now, my last one, and I'll leave y'all alone at this unless you have something extra you want to add. Does the UBuildIt client pay more, less, or the same as the average general contractor?
They pay either the same or less.
The biggest thing that I want to underline of what he said is that the one thing you get definitely with UBuildIt that you don't with a home builder is that you have control. You have say-so in every phase of this job. The one thing that we emphasize is trying to help you figure out what that is in every aspect of it. When David and I go into the house, we're trying to figure out not just where the electric goes, but that you're thinking of all these other things because we've been in this industry for a long time. So I can't stress enough that you do have absolute control over the destiny of your home, how much you spend, what amenities you get to put into it, and you are not giving somebody else that same control. So I do want to underscore what you said there. So
I couldn't have said it better. Guys, think about One Electric. Any last thing you want to put in before I let you go? I've kept you here forever.
No.
It's been a totally successful project for us, and we are very happy.
One statement I'd like to make that I have told every person that has called for a referral, and that is this. There are good things, and there are things that weren't so good. Overall, I would do this again in a heartbeat. 90% of it was good. The 10% that didn't turn out the way I wanted it is because I didn't listen to somebody else. I wanted to do it my way instead of another way. Or the time element, that I just wasn't here when something was happening. But very satisfying.
Bob Braudrick with You Build It Again. How fun was that? Tell me you don't just love the Todds. What a great experience. What a beautiful home. How fun to get to speak with some of the subcontractors and suppliers. I love that you got to see where the savings come from. What was great about it? What was bad about it? Because nothing in life is 100% perfect, but wasn't that an exciting experience? Now, hopefully, it inspired you to seek us out and to get more information as well. Visit UBuildIt.com. Please look at our website, get deeper, more information. Request our free information DVD that will go even farther and deeper than our interview with the Todds was able to do. Call us today. Ask us questions. You can call 1-800-UBuildIt. You can call the local number on your screen right now. Or please, if you are far enough along, schedule a free planning meeting. Come sit down with one of our planning consultants, take an hour and a half, and walk through everything. Learn a little bit more about UBuildIt. Look at the actual manuals. Look at the materials. But mostly, let us get to know you. Let us make available to you what is doable, what is not. Where are you realistic? Where are you not? It is free. It is no pressure. It is no obligation. I guarantee you a good time and more value than you could imagine. Call and schedule some time today. Look into UBuildIt further. Let us help you build more home for less money and a higher quality project at that. Again, thank you. I hope I hear from you. If you need any further information, please just go to UBuildIt.com. God bless and have a great day.
Your home's in your hands, you build it. You build it's the place to go to build your home with people who know. Outstanding service, remodeling too. Your home's in your hands, you build it. Plumbers to roofers and cabinets too. We find the best people and value for you. Hammer all day or hire a crew. It's up to you. Your home's in your